is February 18th, 2026, and today went nothing like how I thought it would go. First, I have a friend of mine who calls me. That's normal, right? They called me last night, but typically whenever we call, we then stay on the phone for long periods of time. So I didn't get to bed until like 2:30 in the morning because of that. And then I was wonderfully woken up about 6 in the morning from my college texting me to let me know about an alert. Campus was closed. The whole campus closed. So I went back to bed. Obviously, it was 6 in the morning. I was tired. I went back to bed. I'm not waking up at 6 in the morning. That's crazy. But so campus was closed, right? And that was like my whole thing for today, right? It's a Wednesday. I go to campus for like the entire day, right? Which meant it being closed basically meant that I couldn't do class. I couldn't do the thing that I needed to do to prepare for a project for said class. I couldn't view the art gallery, which I was excited about. I was very excited about that. And then no taekwondo because it's on campus. So I did like nothing that I normally do on a Wednesday, and I was just stuck at home. And it was weird because it wasn't what I planned. So, routine gone with the wind, as they say. So I didn't really know what to do today. It was very weird. The conversation with a friend was also really weird. She was in a mood. Just a funky, like, okay, please go talk to someone else about that, because I'm not prepared for this situation. She's fine to talk to me. I like it when she talks to me. She just also concerns me a lot. So, just in general, this whole day has been really, really weird, right? Not necessarily bad, right? I've been able to do some schoolwork, right? Obviously, I have to convert my field notes onto my computer. I don't know if I'm writing these correctly, and I'm too scared to email my professor, because he hasn't responded to... I haven't emailed him before, so I'm scared to ask him for help. Because he also, I've never written an ethnography like this before, right? I've done it on flamenco, in which I learned about the history behind it, right? That's a different thing than what is happening, right? This is anthropology, not an ethnography, right? So basically, I'm writing an anthropology paper, not an ethnography, which is very different, because an ethnography, you're like, here is all the information about this group and organization that I know. Here's some of my field notes sprinkled in. Just a little treat for you. This is basically, here are my field notes. Here are the conclusions that I made from the field notes. Nothing to do with history. Nothing to do with history. There's no history involved. And that irritates me as a history major. I'm a little like, okay, let me research a little more, please. It didn't work. I did not work. Well, I did work on it, but it did not work in the way that I want it to work. But I can't really ask him because it's like an online class, so it's like I have to download it and submit it to him and all that stuff, and it's gross and I don't want to. So I'm almost done. I have more field work tomorrow, but it's like tomorrow night. So I'm hoping, because I'm doing this early, I'm doing the video early so that I can work on the field note stuff while this video is like uploading and everything. And I'm hoping that then I will be able to read the chapter of the book that I meant to read like 3 days ago. Because, it's required reading. So that would be nice. I don't know if that'll happen, because I don't know what happens in my brain. It decides, no, we're not doing that right now. But that's fine. It's just been a weird day. I'm sure everything will sort itself out eventually. I've never had a late project. I've never submitted anything late, and I'm not planning on starting yet. So, who knows? I don't. We'll see how it turns out. The other thing that was weird about today was that today was the start of Lent. So, whenever I remember, I will participate in Lent by typically giving up social media, and this time I'm trying to give up fanfiction, right? I talked a little bit about this yesterday. That was really hard, alright? I can deal with giving up social media. That's fine, right? I don't really have any friends on there, so I'm basically just consuming other people's content. I don't really need that, so like that's fine. But my main source of entertainment is reading, right? I like reading, as you can tell by the bookshelf and the massive amount of books. So, not having like an easy access to typically fairly well written things was a little tricky because I'm not used to that kind of thing, right? And I'm trying to give up most forms, right? I have a couple downloaded ones that I'm going to allow myself to read because it's basically like an online book, right? I could basically just get a book from like a Libby app, but I just haven't. So that has been hard. And this goes on for 40 days. I believe it's 40 days, which means I have a lot of this to do. This is gonna happen for a long time, right? It's like a month and a half or something. It's like a month and 10 days. So I'm not gonna be able to stop this until like end of March, I think, beginning of April. If that's right. So this is going to be a very big transition, and of course it's the first week of it, so that's always the hardest for me. So yeah, wish me luck. It's not going great so far. I've made a couple of exceptions of like, if someone recommends something to me, I'm going to look it up and read it, and then after that, I won't delve any further because normally I do, but this time I won't. So that's a good thing. That is a very good thing. So yeah, that's going great. Having a great time. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. Um, yeah. Tomorrow I will still be busy because I've got a lot of anthropology stuff to do. I don't want to do any of it, but I'm gonna have to do it because I've got field work in the night. All right, I've got to do something. Okay, so I've hit 7 minutes. I need to cut this off. So I'm gonna go play some nice calming music. There's no taekwondo, so I'm all riled up right now. So I'm gonna play some calming music. I'm gonna work on my field notes, and then I will let you guys know how tomorrow goes the next time I make a video. So I don't know how it'll go. Just stick around if you want to know, I guess. I don't know. But I will see you guys, well, you'll see me then. So, bye-bye.